Let's talk about this and speak to Sharif Nashashibi. He's a Middle East analyst joining us from London. Thanks for being with us, Sharif. So, human rights activists calling for an international inquiry when it comes to what happened in Rabaa. How likely is that?
I'm not particularly hopeful. I mean, this happened 2 years ago. So far, there has been no international effort or effort by the UN for such an inquiry, although it's evidently necessary. And no one has been held accountable in Egypt. So I don't see that kind of momentum changing, unfortunately.
Speaking of accountability, Sharif, two different narratives, one from the government, one from the Muslim Brotherhood. As you're saying, it's 2 years on Friday of the events of Rabaa. So where does Egypt stand when it comes to any process of accountability?
Well, there generally is a lack of accountability in Egypt. And this is not surprising in any country which has an abysmal human rights record, such as Egypt. Accountability is, of course, going to be lacking because it's not in the interest of the state to have accountability, because then members of the security forces of the government would then be held accountable. So until the human rights record improves, I don't think we should expect any corresponding improvement in accountability, because the two go hand in hand.
And when you look at the current justice system in Egypt, how would you classify it or describe it?
Well, under Morsi, the judiciary kept complaining that it wanted its independence and that it was being stifled. And since his overthrow, we have seen that the judiciary has really thrown away any notion of independence. It is happy to be subservient to the state as long as it's happy with the head of that state. So I don't think we can really talk about an independent judiciary or a judiciary that wants independence. It just wants the right person in power. And it is simply now an arm of the state.
All right, Sharif Nashashibi, thank you very much for speaking to us from London.
Thank you.
It's been